Hello all, welcome back to Consciousness Rising, and I'm back doing these videos, these offerings as I call them, to hopefully enlighten you, empower you, give you information you might not have heard or you might have heard before, but presenting it in my own unique way. And I'm back on mind control again this time. I've got a couple more planned for that. And I've got a real roadmap of where this channel is heading actually, because it's one thing to present the truth and to show people hidden stuff and different things about consciousness, but what I really want, you know, and what this is all about, is solutions. And I've said time and time again in these videos, and I want to make it very clear that the solution is inside you. You can read things that help. You can watch videos that are empowering. You can learn techniques. That's all fantastic. But ultimately, it's always about going within, because you are a microcosm of the macrocosm, which means you are the universe experiencing itself on one level. And everything's connected, We are all energy, frequency, and vibration. And we are all part of this universe, and we co-create with it. So, with that being said, the reason we look at mind control, obviously, is because once you know what it is, you don't fall prey to it. And that's why knowledge is power, you see, because once you know, you can't be under the spell. So this time, we are looking at obfuscation. Now, what is obfuscation? It comes from the late Middle English, the Latin, obfuscation. So to obfuscare, which means to darken or obscure, obscuring the intended meaning of communication by making the message difficult to understand. And that is a brilliant technique, because if you make something difficult to understand, people will sometimes obviously not understand it if it is difficult, and it can actually be easy, and I'm going to show you. But you also can put people off, because if you look at something like, well, I'll give you an example. I'm not very good at maths, and if I was to look at a really complex set of maths knowledge, um, I'd be put off because I wouldn't have the skills to understand it. And this is what we're doing on this channel, and many channels like mine, is we're trying to explain what's really simple, and give you the tools to understand your consciousness and what's going on around you. So yeah, if you make something difficult to understand, people aren't going to want to look into it, which breeds ignorance, and has done for a long time. There you go. Obfuscation, masking the true intent of something by repackaging it so people think it's something else. That's done a lot, and that's why I've chose those pictures. You get a nice box there, with a bow on it. Looks like a nice present, and you think, yeah, I'll open that. And inside it is a keg of dynamite that's going to blow you up or harm you. And that's what obfuscation's all about. It's presenting something that's might be appeasing to you or nice to your ears and to your mind, but actually it's damaging in some way or form. And it's done all the time. I mean, it's done all the time on mainstream media. Yeah, concealing simplicity with complexity. I spoke a bit about that, but if you like you say, at the core, there's a simpleness, and in the next, as I've put in this slide, the truth is always simple. I've said this before. And to obfuscate it by making it too complex to learn, most people can't be bothered. And, that breeds apathy, it breeds ignorance, and that does not help us as a collective, because as I said at the beginning of this video, we are all connected on one level. So as one suffers, all suffer, and doing this work of trying to enlighten and empower, is to bring everyone to the same awareness, because we're all in this together. Ultimately, we're all connected, and no one should be left behind. And I know I said in my From the Heart video recently that you have to sometimes let the dead weight go, because I think there are some people who you just can't wake up. They're just so encapsulated in their own apathy. But that doesn't mean I don't care about those people, and I don't give up hope, you know. Um, because those people can know the truth, and we're all in this together, you know. And I didn't mean it to sound that, oh, sod those people, but I think if those people are holding you back and harming you, then you have to obviously cut those ties. That's something different. Okay, so yeah, they openly twist truth with lies. If you can make the truth really complicated and actually get it away from being true and actually make it into some dark lie, then it'll make people feel like the truth can't be known. But actually, the truth is really, 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 really simple. And when I come to do natural law, you know, it's almost embarrassing because it's so damn simple. It's so damn simple. But, you know, these powers that should not be and henceforth have obfuscated, they've divided and conquered, they've used all these tactics that I've talked about for thousands of years. This isn't something new. It's just that some of us now, thank goodness, are coming out of that spell. And that's what I want everyone to come out of, really, to come out of the spell. Stop giving your power away and go within and realise that you are all the power that you need. Okay, the truth can be known, but it is objective. Yes, truth is objective, especially when it comes to natural laws of the universe. You know, it's much like, you know, a natural law of the universe. You can't, just because you don't believe in it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Okay, so if when we come to talk about natural law, you know, you get people, oh, it don't affect me because I don't believe in it. Yes, it does. You are bound to it eternally because that's the laws of the universe. Okay, I'm not talking about man's laws here. I'm not talking about, oh, you know, you're not allowed to watch this film in this state. You're not allowed to have cannabis in this state. You're not allowed, but you are in this one. That's crap. That's man's law. A man's law is subjective, but the real truth of the universe is objective. Therefore, we can't expect truth to change for us. We have to change to meet the truth. And that requires going within, researching, and then coming to an understanding, a knowing, not a belief, a knowing. What obfuscation also does is, and if you go to the book that I read out, The End of All Evil, it'll talk a lot about this, turning principles into quote unquote laws. Okay, now we're talking about man's laws, not the laws of the universe. Let me make that clear. Man's law is not natural law. Principles are based in conscience, in doing the right thing because someone has recognised it as such. Okay, so it's knowing right from wrong. And most people do know right from wrong. You know, they might have been later mind controlled into believing false beliefs, but at our core, when we're born, unless you've got some sort of innate psychopathy and brain damage, you know, most people know. We know right from wrong, really. We know not to harm other beings. Okay, man's law tries to create obedience based on the fear of punishment. Okay, that's very different to freedom. Because it's all about don't do this or you'll be sent to jail, you'll be fined, you'll be given a bloody parking ticket. You know, this crap is going on all around us all the time. Fear of punishment, fear, fear, fear. It's all about love and fear, people. And what I'm hoping to do is bring you out of fear and into love. Because true love starts with the self and then it radiates outwards to all of creation. Order following. I haven't spoken much about order following, but it's one of the lowest states of consciousness. An order follower, oh, I'm just doing my job. Okay, that's what happened in Nazi Germany. And then what happened there? You had absolute tyranny. And, you know, it's still happening around us. Just open your eyes, people. An order follower is never a good person because they are not exercising conscience. Okay? They are doing what someone else tells them to do, regardless if they think it's right or wrong. A true, decent person who understands principles and right from wrong would never go along with something that causes harm to another being. Let me get that straight. Okay? So any order follower is never a good person. And that does make my blood boil. Love and fear. This is what the game's all about. If you want to reduce it right down, this is what it's about. When this whole COVID pandemic crap came out, I said from day one, it's about fear. Because when you keep people in fear, you keep them in bondage and you can tell them to do whatever. And that's how you create order followers. Order followers aren't love beings filled with love and principle. They're beings who are just lost inside, you know? And they're fearful beings. They're not loving beings. Principles are an inner understanding of what is right based on understanding truth and having a conscience. Love is expansive and expands our conscience to obtain an understanding of truth which can be known. It can be known, people. The truth can be known. Love ultimately leads to freedom. Fear is the opposite, okay? It restricts us and enables people to be controlled and give their power away. So many people, including the truth movement, are caught in fear-based consciousness, and ultimately, they're holding everyone back, you know? Looking for a saviour. I spoke about that, didn't I? I see so many posts on Facebook. Oh, Donald Trump will save us. The understanding is not there at all. It's not there at all. Fear and giving your power away to some government, some other agency, some policeman, some this, some that, some alien, always leads to chaos. Okay? It cannot lead to freedom. You've got to truly understand this. You cannot have freedom in a fear-based society. So we need to get out of our fears. And, that starts with the self. I cannot stress that enough. And that's why I've done the EFT videos, And I've got one coming up on negative false beliefs. And I'm going to talk you through how people pick up negative false beliefs in their subconscious. And then I'll show you how to eradicate them. Because that's what the first thing is to do. Let alone getting on with saving the world. You've got to save yourself first. Sort your own conditioning out. Undo it. Unlearn. So you can relearn. And then you can put truth out. And love. And freedom, which is what ultimately we all want, unless you're a psychopath. So, a truly enlightened being is one who has balanced duality within themselves. Duality is a false construct. We are all one. We are all energy, frequency, and vibration. When you get, we're not male, female. We are male, female once we're in a physical body, but when our true essence is not that. I've said it time and time again, By doing this and balancing duality, they will come to recognise what is right in accordance with the natural law of the universe. They do not need anyone external telling them what is right because they exercise conscience within the self, not because they fear punishment. That is completely different to what society would have you believe. It starts within. Learn who you are. On a deep level, do the meditations that you need. Meditation's a powerful tool. Do the EFT, get rid of your programming, and then learn the truth. And then when you learn the truth, ultimately, what I'm doing now, when you get to a certain level of awareness, don't just sit on it. Share it with others, But also, what I've learned recently, which I pertain to in my video that I did where I just spoke from the heart, you have to not worry so much about it. I got very emotionally attached to it. It became so important, and to the point where it was harming me, and that's not healthy either. And I had to take a step back, and I took a step back from a lot of people, in a lot of situations in my life. I had to get my power back. I had to get my balance back, and I'm really balanced now. And you can be too. What one person does, all can do. We're not different. Knowledge and blind belief. Religions, which I've done a video on, thrive on getting individuals to blindly believe what they say is true. Knowledge is being an open-minded critical thinker and questioning everything until you gain a deep understanding of truth. Okay, don't blindly believe anything. Question everything. Even what I say. I don't want you to blindly believe me and follow what I say. I want you to hopefully spark some inner knowing in yourself. It is also born of individual experience. It is a sign of a healthy mind to question your beliefs and values, And I think I had a chat with a parent once, and this was a few years ago, and they were saying, "Oh, my child, they want to know everything, and it's why this, why that." Brilliant, and the younger they are, don't dampen that questioning mind from them. It's so important. I encourage that so much in children. They need to be questioning their surroundings. They need to be questioning everyone around them, including their own parents. Because not all parents have it right. They're primed to the same conditioning, and thus cycle continues. They pass their own conditioning and traumas on to their young. You know, so if the young is questioning, don't shut that out, people. If you're a parent out there and your child is questioning, do not stop that. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I've put at the bottom there, no one should believe anything blindly. Seek always to know and understand. And that takes inner work. You know, I've read so much stuff, and I'm not alone. Loads of people have researched. But there's a lot of crap. You have to sort the wheat from the chaff. You have to take what works for you and come to an understanding and knowing, not believing. Belief can get us into all sorts of problems. Okay, individuality and culture. You, all of you, are a unique expression of consciousness. Culture is designed in conformity to its values, okay? Oh, I don't do that because that's not a British thing to do. Oh, I don't do that because that's not a Muslim thing to do. I've got to do this because this is what we've always done in our culture. What a load of shit that is. That's mind control. You know, it's just been handed down by, as I said there, generations. And it's not often, if ever, I'm not aware, that in harmony with natural law. It's just another separation tactic. Divide and conquer. You're a unique expression of consciousness. All that ever was, is, or can be. Unlimited potential. You know? Throw off your culture. Throw off your conditioning. Throw off your labels. Culture is an institutionalized belief system. And all belief systems need to go. Seeking truth is the highest form of love. First, we have to take in knowledge and process it. When we have processed and gained an understanding, the final step is to gift it to others. And don't do that for a price. Then you're just serving yourself. You're not serving the truth. I'm not saying, you know, everyone's got physical needs that we need to get met. But so many people rip people off in this movement. It's disgusting. And then they're just putting themselves on a pedestal. I don't put anyone on a pedestal. There's some great minds I've learnt from. Some great minds, you know, and I've mentioned a few of them. But they're not gods. They're no different than me. You know, they still bleed red. And I've put there, this is where so many fall short. They have knowledge and don't share it with others. That's so sad to me. And I was there. I was there for years. I was there. I had all this knowledge inside me, wanting to share it with others. Tried to occasionally in conversation, but do you know what? I don't think that does much. Doesn't do as much as to put in something like this together. You know, because this will stand eternal now, this video, like my other stuff. You know, I'm not saying you can't. You can have very good conversations with people, but, you know, most people are so conditioned. You've got layers and layers and layers of stuff. You have to unlearn first, you see. And, I mean, sadly, most people don't even want to do that. That takes effort, and most people are apathetic, unfortunately. But, you know, I'm going to gift it, and these videos will stand forever. I've got a very good idea of where this channel's heading, and, you know, after I've done this, I'm going to start talking about the occult more, and after that, I'm definitely doing some videos on natural law, and then after that, it's mostly going to be solutions, people. Solutions all the way. Lots of different forms of solutions. I'm going to still be doing EFT videos, you know. You have to uncondition yourself and practically rebirth yourself, really, is what you have to do. This is brilliant. This is what happens. Authenticity. What happens when your love of truth becomes more important to you than what others think of you? That's what I was pertaining to before. If it doesn't matter what other people think of you. I couldn't give a flying fuck what other people think of me. I really couldn't. I am who I am. I know who I am. I stand in truth. I do what I do for other people. You know, I'm trying to get my needs met. I am who I am. I do not cause harm, loss or injury to another being. So therefore, I am an authentic being. And fuck other people if they don't, you know, if they don't like what I say. You know, and that's what I want for all it. I want everyone to get to this level of awareness. You know. Anyway, guys, it's been brilliant to make another video, and I've got some more planned. So the next one will probably be on time, actually. I've got a very good idea of what that's going to look like. So Take care, guys. See you in the next one.